Interested in intuition and spiritual growth. Okay, and then we have your card. All right. Okay. How can Jeannette develop her intuition? I'm seeing, which I didn't even finish. It was developing your intuition, and I was seeing like a notebook with a to-do list and checking things off and like having a plan, having markers of milestones about how. Let me know if you relate to this. If you are setting, well, in order for my intuition to be here, like I have to meet this. I have to be able to do this thing and that thing and have this ability and that ability. It feels like there's being markers placed in what it means to be someone who's highly intuitive or in touch with their intuition, that it has to meet criteria that you're checking off. And inherently, that feels like it's putting some pressure on it because everybody's intuition is different. I'm getting brought to wanting to do an ice cream analogy. I don't know if you have a sweet tooth or you like ice cream, but that's how it's coming in. That we're all meant to have different flavors. If we only had one flavor of intuition, that would be pretty boring and also not useful. So I don't know what you want to do with your intuitive gifts, but if you would like to provide readings for other people or use them for specific purposes, what is coming through is if you are picking the same flavor or trying to check abilities or things off that are like other people you are seeing, there's a reason why we have diversity. It's like biodiversity, because people need different things. And if we were all the same, then we're not appealing to everyone's uniqueness. And the fact that you have gifts and abilities that feel special and different, and to not shy away from those just because you're not necessarily seeing that niche out there, because you can still grow in that space. Even if you're not seeing it, you can be the one to grow that out. It feels like it's connecting different modalities together. So maybe you're interested in developing your intuition, but you want to bring in, I'm making this up, you want to bring in plant medicine or something. And you haven't seen somebody do that. That's okay. Play, be creative, test it out, experiment with it, and trying to release from the expectations of it has to look like this. And I have to be able to get here quickly. And this is taking a long time. And I wanted you to know, because then we're creating a block. We create an energetic block when we are putting pressure on ourselves to receive more. We're not actually keeping the channels open. If we go back to that individual reading, the collective reading number 1, which was the Pisces reading, that's where connecting to the collective, water signs, intuitive signs. So I'd be curious to know if you related to the first one, the first collective reading. If you are sitting in that space, if we're trying to force it, what was the card? It was talk less, feel more. If you're trying to think and talk your way through, well, I got to do this, I got to do that, and I want to be this way, and we're feeling and we're trusting the process. If the obstacle is developing your intuition, maybe you're in group number 1 where you just let it be and let it flow and evolve, or you're in group number 2 trying different things out, and then you find the thing that works, and it may be unconventional. It may not, it's out of the box, like this emphasis of it being something that not necessarily other people are doing, and that's totally okay, because we are in a time of global intuitive expansion. There's so many more people. This is an aside. There are so many people since 2020, 2021 that have like all of a sudden started paying attention to their intuition and wanting to develop it. And if this is resonating for you and you're like, yeah, it's just like within the last few years that all of a sudden I started paying, there's a reason that all of us are kind of opening our eyes at a similar time. We're having waves of people. And if we're all offering the same thing, we can't We can't appeal to the broader collective of all of the millions and billions of people. We need variety. We need different ways of conveying information, different tools being used and fused together. And the more that we experiment and we keep ourselves open to testing different things out, it fuels the inner child in a way that we're not stagnant because we can keep reinventing ourselves. Also going on to the second reading where it's like the Aquarius, like be real. So how can we be authentically ourselves? And maybe we're still figuring that out. We're still figuring out our identity as an intuitive. That's okay. We don't have to know right now. And this process of exploration, experimentation, helps inform us about what is our niche, what is our thing. And we can always change that 10 years from now if we want to change that to something else because we've learned new things, we've met other people, we're following, the inspiration that we have. Great. I'm getting pushed right through this. Definitely over planning. This resonates trying to fit into a box, hasn't fit yet. I relate to the both. Okay. And that makes a lot of sense. All right. So the card that we have, so fascinating. So fascinating. Our two individual readings are both earth signs. First quarter moon in Taurus, release control. Jeannette, hilarious. Okay. Because you have this list. Taurus is very rigid. All of the earth signs want stability. They want a system. But the control here is wanting things to be in a certain way, over planning. It's putting too much structure in place. We got to be more fluid. What's the sister sign that Taurus has to learn from? Scorpio. Scorpio is highly, highly intuitive. It wants to understand because it wants to seek the truth. It wants to face the underbelly. It's unafraid. It's resilient. It's going to keep reinventing itself. It's going to keep going. There's an intensity about it. And that's okay if that's not everybody's cup of tea. Taurus wants to just be comfortable. It wants things stable. It wants it grounded. It wants it to be relaxed. There's a time and place for that. That's wonderful. We all could use a little bit of that Taurus energy sometimes when things feel hectic and we want to just settle and have it be calmed down. But with this spiritual growth journey, we have that sister sign pulling us along the way. Scorpio, very, very spiritual, very intuitive sign. So I'm just getting the nudge to also consider that as well. Not just what's on this card, but what is the complement to Taurus, which is Scorpio. First quarter moons are reflection times. We have a new beginning. Your beginning here that we're talking about is you're on this spiritual journey and we're at a point of reflection and saying, how is this going? I'm over planning. I'm trying to go into a box. What can I do differently so I can get to that full moon of achievement and culmination? And if you remember, in our collective readings, number 2, they were both full moon cards. So that's getting to the point of culmination. I'm also getting to, as this week is transpiring and you're sitting in the collective energy of what we were discussing with the first and the second reading, maybe checking back in with those later on this week. And this reading, what we're recording right now, this won't be up for some time. This is going to give you a window here to kind of be away from this, just be marinating on what stuck with you from the things I just word vomited at you. Whatever sticks, and you'll have an opportunity to come back to this and kind of reset. But in the meantime, it does feel like these collective readings for the week ahead give you a little bit of a roadmap, a guide of something to follow. You're trusting yourself, you're trusting your intuition. That's the first reading. And then the second one, it was that the trial and error, leaning into your authenticity and connecting with the collective. Do you have a community of people? Are you taking a class? Doesn't mean you have to. But do you have intuitive friends? Do you have people that you could talk to? You can talk to me. You can send me messages on Insight Timer. Or if you're interested in doing the mentorship with me, again, that's opening up next week. But connecting to some community as well. So that's just part of that life cycle process for this week. We don't have to decide anything right now. We're leaning into the process. We're trusting the process. We're fine-tuning, listening to ourselves, connecting with others, and we'll see where that takes us next week. Embracing the flow of life, full moon in Gemini. Seeing where that takes us. But for you, this is a process. It's a process of continuing to release control. You have habits. You have innate traits of how you operate. That's okay. I can understand this as well. But when you're releasing control, it doesn't mean we're in a free fall. It means we're allowing ourselves to explore. We are unhooking the leash because we are tied to, there's a fence here. We're tied to the fence. We're tied to this rock. We have to unhook that. And we're allowing ourselves to walk away, to roam in this field. So we can stay grounded in this earth sign. We can stay grounded. But just give ourselves the wiggle room to, I like that kind of comparison. It's like we're moving away from this rock, but there's still a fence. We can stay in certain parameters. We can hop over the fence, hop back in, but we're being asked to do that trial and error, to explore, to not be afraid, because we're listening to our intuition at the same time. You're definitely a both of the collective readings together on top of each other. That is like really clear in the information that's coming through. But yeah, let me know if you have any final thoughts, but hopefully this was helpful for you. Things to think about. Again, please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or if anything else comes up over the next week or beyond. But thank you for being here. Wow, thank you. Hit the nail on the head. Okay, good. And I'm just getting for you to sit with it. And that's why it's like, watch the replays when the replays come out, but just think to yourself, what words did I say that are sticking to you? Sit with those for some time. Give yourself the opportunity to just focus on the things coming up this week. Listen to those collective readings, just ride with those. And then you can come back to some of this stuff that we're talking about today, but it's about taking some of that pressure off. When you have control, Taurus is rigid. It is gripping. We can't relax. That's the low vibrational side of Taurus. Taurus wants to relax because it wants to be feeling secure and stable. It wants to have steady growth over time. That's checking the things off on the list. But if we are gripping too hard to put things in a box, then we can't relax.